Hello, everybody, and welcome to the online lecture Meaningful Tourism as a Tool to Develop Sustainable Tourism for South Asia. Let me start with a brief introduction of what we will do today. So, we have in the second week of December 2025 4 lectures about South Asian destinations, starting with Northeast India on Monday, and then North India on Tuesday, and Nepal on Thursday, and Bangladesh Friday. So these are 4 lectures like today, where we see specifically with the help of local experts what is the situation and how can we interpret the help for these specific destinations. On Wednesday, the 10th, we had planned to do also a lecture on Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, due to the floodings and the problems, this has to be postponed, but we will do this in January. After that, so we will have then 3 more lectures for the whole South Asia region on the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th of December, where you can see the topics. We will look more deeply into how to use the meaningful tools and how to use them for specific destinations and develop a step-by-step approach to use the tools and the strategy we will learn about today. So today's lecture, I'll have the honor to start in a minute with some brief introduction of what is meaningful tourism. This is followed by our certified trainer of the meaningful tourism sector in the region, discussing how can meaningful tourism help develop sustainable tourism in my destination. And this is supported by a local expert we have the pleasure to welcome, talking about the current situation and activities for sustainable tourism and capacity building already existing and how meaningful tourism can be integrated into that. Then we will have our colleague Vinod Vasudevan from IROI, based in Bangalore, India, and he will do a brief introduction about earning money from sustainable behavior, so using private credit trading for South Asia. And then in the end, there will be a Q&A session that will be live, so you have the opportunity to ask questions. Already now you can use, of course, the chat function, but otherwise, if you have any comments and any questions, we're happy to answer them. So please keep this in mind for the end of the section. So this is a service which is free for you to participate because it is sponsored by the Meaningful Tourism Center and also by our partners from the Tourism Institute. If you wish to receive a participation certificate, we are happy to provide this with the signatures of the head of Tourism Institute and myself. For this, we will have to ask a fee of $30. And there's another bonus for you. So all participants of the Meaningful Tourism online lectures South Asia will receive free access to the Meaningful Tourism Weekly, our weekly newsletter. And of course, if you don't want it, you can cancel it at any time. Very briefly, who am I? Who is talking to you? So my name is Professor Dr. Wolfgang Georg Alt. I was born in Berlin, and I studied about Asia, especially about China. The first time I visited China and also India was in 1978, quite some time ago. And I've been working as a tour operator and then for a long time also as a professor. And in 2021, I started the Meaningful Tourism Center. And well, you can see that I have been working and still working for a lot of international organizations. And maybe the most interesting point is the last one, that since last year, So since more than 1 year, I'm living now in Kathmandu, Nepal, and currently also speaking to you from Kathmandu. So South Asia has about a fifth of the global population, but if we look at the arrival numbers, only 1% of international tourism arrivals are actually going to South Asia. So how to align growth on the one hand with sustainable development on the other hand? From our point of view, the answer is meaningful tourism. And with this, let's start the lecture of today. Hello again, welcome back. So let's start with a brief introduction about what is meaningful tourism and how can meaningful tourism be used as a tool to develop sustainable tourism in South Asia. So the meaningful tourism paradigm defines 6 main stakeholders in tourism and hospitality, and all 6 stakeholders need to receive objective benefits, money, jobs, regional development, but also subjective satisfaction from tourism and hospitality activities to support the sustainable development of destinations, companies, and organizations, and to mitigate and adapt to climate change, AI, and new developing demand structures as well. So currently, international tourism is as a crossroad. Climate change is destroying many business models, beach tourism, city tourism, all is problematic now with heat waves, with unexpected weather phenomena, and with pollution of air, water, and therefore business models which have been working well in the past are now endangered or not even possible anymore. Also, obviously, AI is changing tourism in more ways than the internet did. This has already started, but we will see much more of that in the coming years. And also the customer demand is changing from simple sightseeing and recreation to transformative experiences and special interest trips. So as a result, we see that quantity, the question arrival numbers, how many people are coming, and how much can I do in my time is replaced more and more by quality approaches. We see that tour operators are, for most cases, replaced by AI-powered personal assistant apps. So only if they're specialized, they will have a chance to exist in the future. And we see also of this a lot of chances for South Asian destinations and companies to avoid repeating the mistakes other destinations have done in the past years and to adopt to the current and to the future developments. And for that, there's a need for a holistic approach to tourism. This is what meaningful tourism is all about. Let's have a brief look at the last 50 years. So when we look at the trend of tourism in the last 50 years, we can see that in 1970, the first commercial flight of a jumbo jet was happening, and this offered tourism also now for middle classes. Traveling, flying especially became much more affordable. So we saw that more tourists were traveling also to South Asia, and mostly for recreation, for resting, and for sightseeing. And this was mostly done in the form of package tours. The numbers have been growing. You probably have seen this kind of graphs before. So from almost nothing before the 1970s, we moved by 2019, the last year before the pandemic, to almost 1.5 billion travelers. And the Asia and Pacific region, as you can see, the dark red part of this became more and more important as a destination within global tourism. Already before the pandemic struck in 2019, we see that this period of quantitative growth has come to an end. So more and more people are in many destinations started to disagree with the ongoing invasion by tourists. So we had the over-tourism debate still going on, and also the criticism of pollution created, especially by flying, or just leisure tourism became bigger and bigger. There was a debate about flight shaming, so that you have to be ashamed of using an aircraft and polluting just for your private pleasure. So certainly we have come to a point where things have to change. And we saw that during the pandemic, there were also a lot of discussions that we need new KPIs, new key performance indicators. It's not enough anymore to look at the arrival numbers. We have to go deeper. And this is supported also that now, partly because of the pandemic, we see there's a big shift in the demand structure. So there is less recreation, less shopping, less sightseeing. So most of the national tourists are not working very hard with their body anymore. So most of us are sitting in front of the computer or in conferences. So it is more that we need not to rest our body, but that we need new inputs into our brain, our heart, our soul. So by transformational experiences, not just by creating nice memories of our last tourism as it used to be, but really to come home and be a new, a fuller, more developed person. And this is done with more involvement and higher levels of authentic experiences. So this has a name, transformational tourism, and maybe you remember the book by Pine and Gilmore, which was called The Experience Economy. And now one of the authors has done a new book, which is coming out in February next year, which is called The Transformation Economy. So we are moving from experiences to transformations, which is, of course, something where you have new chances, but also new challenges to fulfill this wish of a transformational experience. So to sum up, why do we need meaningful tourism? The climate breakdown will dominate the development in the coming decades. This is already clear, whatever you will do. Hopefully in the future, the damage done already will make sure that the climate changes are going on and becoming more severe. And that will destroy many unsuccessful business models also in tourism. The new technologies are providing a lot of new opportunities, but also a lot of challenges. And as we just said, the demand is going away from relaxation and sightseeing to customized transformational experiences, which will be different for every traveler. Therefore, meaningful tourism is not a nice to have idea of saying, yeah, I want to be a good person helping the planet, but it is a set of tools which is actually necessary for the survival and the future development of destinations, organizations, and companies. The house is on fire. We have to try to bring some water, if not to extinguish it, at least to slow down the burning. So as we said, we look at all stakeholders and see that they need objective benefits and subjective satisfaction. Because sometimes even people have objective benefits, they're still not happy with having many foreigners coming to their place, and they still maybe they just don't have information on what is the benefits they have, and also that it is something where we have the job to also make clear that people are feeling pride that somebody is coming from far away to look at their local culture and their local heritage and so on. So we said we have 6 main stakeholders in tourism and hospitality, and these 6 stakeholders are the travelers, the host communities, the tourism employees, working in service providing companies, often forgotten when we discuss sustainable tourism, the tourism and hospitality service providing companies themselves, the governments on different levels, and the environment, both locally and globally. So we said medieval tourism is a holistic approach. That means all key stakeholders are involved, and also a key insight is that you have to align benefits. It's not about balancing, it's not about compromising. All these are not stable solutions. The only stable solution is to find an alignment between the interests of the different stakeholders. And for that, you need measurement, but you can't measure, you can't manage. So you need smart KPIs, so KPIs which are timely and relevant, and which are giving you insights every 6 months, every year, or maybe with the use of AI every minute in real time. How are the activities you are taking to improve the situation of all the stakeholders? Are they fruitful? Is the situation improving or not? And this is not only for the travel. So when we talk, for instance, about meaningful travel, we mostly concentrate on the experience of the travelers, which is, of course, important, but we need to look at the whole production chain from at the beginning, the financing and, for instance, the building of hotels and other infrastructure, towards the end to the waste management and everything which comes with it. So meaningful tourism comes with a capital M. That means it's not just let's have things a little bit more meaningful, but it's a clear paradigm, a developed theory with developed tools. And this is based on aspects of positive psychology, of well-being, and also on Schumpeter's approach of creative destruction. This approach just in 2025 received the Nobel Prize for Economics for an upgraded and modern version of this concept of creative destruction. In the lectures following this first lecture, we will talk a bit more about this background as well. So meaningful tourism offers a tool to analyze, first of all, to understand the situation. There is a self-assessment as a first step in entering the meaningful tourism movement. It's a tool to mitigate contradictions between stakeholders and, as we said, align interest. And if you look deep enough, you find there are aligned interests between all the stakeholders. Therefore, all of this developed a strategy and also developed smart KPIs, which will be different for each destination, for each company, to monitor the progress. And therefore also being able to compare what is happening in your company or in your destination with others. So the Meaningful Tourism Center is publishing a Meaningful Tourism Index, which gives you clear insights how you're doing in different areas in comparison to others. And it's obviously very important to integrate the meaningful tourism paradigm into the academic and also the vocational education and training by university programs, by vocational training programs, by using capacity building programs already existing to get this idea and this tool across into the mind of the young people who will shape the future of tourism in the coming years, in the coming decades. Last but not least, it's a tool to support the public discourse about tourism. So we mentioned that in the last years, tourism has come under a lot of criticism, and we have to make sure that we can show, with the help of smart KPI measurements, that we are a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Very briefly, how did meaningful tourism develop? Well, it's a rather recent idea. So I have the honor that I started this development and started this concept, and in 2021 established the Meaningful Tourism Center. Since 2022, we have been giving away the Meaningful Tourism Awards at different conferences, and at the moment we are running the 2025, so you still have time until the end of the year to apply for the Meaningful Tourism Awards 2025 and to nominate companies or organizations, destinations for that. Please use this opportunity. Also in 2022, we started to publish some book chapters, and the Meaningful Tourism Center was established, and the limited company as legal owner. This company is based in London in the UK, but the headquarters is in Kathmandu, where I'm speaking at the moment to you from Kathmandu, Nepal. A very important step was that in April 2025, PATA, the Pacific Asia Transport Association, approved a meaningful Pacific Asia tourism economy as the official vision statement of PATA. So this is where also, in the point of view of PATA, the Asia Pacific region, including South Asia, will move towards them. Also in 2025, we had a couple of big international events in China and in Thailand, where meaningful tourism was discussed and presented in tourism fairs in Guangzhou and in Bangkok. And we had, of course, a lot of other conferences where I had the honor to promote and to explain what meaningful tourism is and how it can be used for the future of tourism. The backbone of all these activities are our certified trainers. So we have almost 50 trainers by now in many different countries, and you will meet some of them in the online lectures for South Asia. And you can see, so we are already in many companies, and we are certifying more trainers as we develop. So the next group of new trainers will be certified before the end of the year. And this is clearly the main instrument and the main way you can also profit from meaningful tourism, by having people in your area helping you to implement these activities and this strategy in for your own specific use, and customize it for a situation in your company or in your region. So the PATA vision is clearly saying, so it is a tourism economy, and it has to be meaningful. So meaningful tourism means the active embracement of change. I think this is an important point, that in South Asia, there are less rigid structures compared to, for example, Europe. So there is a good opportunity to embrace change and to be positive towards new developments. And it also means not looking for compromises, but looking for the ways to achieve alignment of interest. Because, well, very simple put, in the long run, a lot of what we are selling in tourism is outdoor activities, is nature. It is also local cultures. So all these things need to be kept intact. Otherwise, we are destroying what we are selling. We are destroying our own product. So therefore, there is a clear basic shared interest in keeping local cultures, local nature, local societies intact, and make it available, and make it into something which can be the base of transformational experiences for the visitors. It's also a important tool to keep the local host population inside the activities by giving them benefits and satisfaction, so that they are not feeling that they are overrun by tourism, or that there is a short-term profit orientation, and that their nature and their culture is threatened by tourism instead of being possibilities to keep it and to be proud of what they have, and also, for instance, keep young people in the region to avoid going away from the villages and maybe even going away from the country. Meaningful tourism is a base for better training and better working conditions. We saw that after the pandemic, in many areas, there was a staff shortage, and there is still a staff shortage because people found out during the pandemic that there are other industries where you can have a Monday, Friday, 9 to 5 job and earn maybe the same amount of money you do in tourism. So we need to develop meaningful tourism, which also means a year-round tourism, so that we can offer good conditions for our employees and attract high-quality, motivated staff. For the environment, we need, on the one hand, strict regulations and control of these regulations of the ecological impact, especially if tourism is growing. But on the other hand, this cannot work without educating the locals and educating the visitors about the local ecosystems and how to protect them. So the more the visitors feel part of the community because they share experiences with the community, the more likely is it that they also will take good care of the local environment. So we have the same aligned interests. So long term, we have to use nature and natural resources to generate job and income for the local people. And that is where we have the base of finding a strategy which includes all stakeholders. So in a nutshell, it means for the travelers, transformational experiences in urban and rural destinations. For the host communities, economic benefits, empowerment for women especially as well, respect for local culture, and revenue staying in the destination. So with meaningful tourism forms, it's not that the money leaks out to international companies outside of the country, but it stays in the local economy and provides profit for the local destination and the local economy. For the employees, creation of year-round jobs, therefore also providing clear career paths and having local employment so they don't have to go away from their home area to find some good jobs and a meaningful way of working. For the companies, obviously, sustainable and profitable future. Companies need to earn money for the future investment. And all this is happening within the society in close connection with the surrounding communities. For the government, it means income from taxes, it means possibility to create jobs and to avoid brain drain as well. And for the environment, at least minimizing the local damage and being able to have more attention by locals and visitors being paid to the effects on tourism and the environment. So finally, a brief word to what is a Meaningful Tourism Center. So it's a non-profit organization, as I said, based in London with the headquarters in Kathmandu. And we are happy to have a lot of partners and trainers around the world, including in many countries in South Asia. So we are providing research, training, and consulting services for companies, organizations, and institutions globally, from Canada to Korea and from Finland to South Africa. And I have the honor to be the executive director. And so many people now call me Prof. M. So M for Meaningful Tourism, meaningful with capital M. And I have indeed already almost 5 decades of experience in international tourism as a consultant, as a trainer, as a publisher, as a book author, as an event organizer, and for many years, until recently also as a university professor. So Mini Control Center, together with our local trainers, is providing a full range of services for destination companies and organizations. At the entry level, that means there's a self-assessment for individual companies based on smart KPIs, leading to the recognition as part of the meaningful tourism movement. And the key part is the meaningful tourism transformative game workshops and also source market workshops. So these are offline workshops happening physically where you are and provided by our local trainers. And they are based on role play, especially the transformation game workshops, which is a very effective and creative way to come up with new ideas and to find new solutions for the future development. And then there is the level of implementation support, which can be from just one more workshop to a full strategy development and implementation support. So especially developing customized KPIs, regular strategy workshops, and we have full implementation support packages. All are customized for South Asia destination companies and organizations. And just to mention also, for students, we offer meaningful tourism transformation student field trips. So South Asia is one of the global regions where we are together with our partners offering for university students, mostly from Europe, from China, from Korea, from Singapore, and places like that, transformational field trips, which include a visit to a local community and to work on a small meaningful tourism project together with the local communities. So the customization of these offers is done with the help of meaningful tourism center trainers, both in the source market. So we have trainers also in Europe and in South Korea, for instance, but also then in the visited country, so in that case, South Asian countries. And we are always cooperating with a local university to guarantee the academic standard and the quality of the whole project. So more details about this we will discuss in the following lectures. So today we are concentrating on one region, but in the coming weeks, as I said, there are 3 more lectures on the 15th, 22nd, and 29th of December, specifically for the South Asia region. And there we will provide more details about the use of new tourism tools, how to develop customized smart KPIs, including the usage of AI, and how to create a meaningful tourism strategy in a step-by-step approach. And the good news is, if you have registered for today's online lecture, you will automatically receive a link for the online lecture South Asia 2, 3, and 4. If you have not registered and received this as a video on Tourism Institute YouTube, then you have to register with the Tourism Institute on their website. So if you're interested to do more, please contact us at the Meaningful Tourism Center here in Nepal, or you can also contact our local trainers, and we are very happy if we can be of help. So Meaningful Tourism is not just a nice idea, it is a tool, and we are convinced it is actually necessary to embrace this approach for a sustainable future of global tourism and of tourism specifically in South Asia. With that, let's see what the local experts are having to share with us. And we will also have a short video introducing the carbon credit trading possibilities, and then we will have a Q&A where you can ask live your question and your comment. For the moment, thank you much for your attention, and let's move on with the lecture.
Namaste and warm greetings to everyone. My name is Rameshwar Khandka from Kathmandu, Nepal. Today I invite you to journey with me into Nepal, not only the Nepal you have visited or read about, but a Nepal seen through the eyes of its people, its landscape and its hopes for a better tourism future. This presentation is not just about tourism, it is about meaning, connection and the shared responsibility we hold towards one of the most beautiful and fragile corners of our world. Nepal may not be bigger in size, but it is a giant in what it offers the world. A land balanced delicately between India and China. Nepal consists of 7 provinces, 77 districts, and 753 local levels. It is a home to nearly 29 million culturally diverse people. We are blessed with the highest mountain on earth, Mount Everest, standing proudly alongside 8 of world's 10 tallest peaks. We are the birthplace of Lord Buddha, a messenger of peace and humanity. Nepal owns 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and even beyond those, our everyday life is filled with living traditions, festivals, and rituals that are centuries old. Within 123 languages and 125 ethnic groups and extraordinary biodiversity, Nepal is not a destination, it is an experience of human and natural richness. Tourism in Nepal is shaped by 2 forces, our mountains and our people. The Himalayas call adventurers from every corner of the world, our rivers invite rafters, our skies welcome paragliders, and our trails carry the footprints of thousands of dreamers every year. But Nepal is more than adventure. It is spiritual, it is cultural, and it is deeply human. Our villages offer warmth beyond the hospitality. Our spiritual sites offer peace beyond the worship. And our communities, often in remote areas, depend on tourism not only as an income source but as a bridge to dignity and opportunity. What makes Nepal special is not what travelers see, but what they feel. They feel our cultural mosaic as more than 125 ethnic groups, each with their own language, songs, dance, crafts, and stories. They feel the adrenaline of our world-famous trekking routes. They feel our sincerity because in Nepal, guests are not customers, they are family. But our tourism is deeply tied to nature and culture. Its strength lies in rural communities, guides, porters, farmers, homestay owners, and craftswomen. Tourism provides jobs, purpose in life, and hope, especially for young people. It is a sector that links to agriculture, transport, food system, crafts, and countless informal livelihoods. Without tourism, many lives lose stability. Today, Nepal stands at crossroads, a moment that will define the future of our tourism. We are seeing tourism move beyond Kathmandu, Pokhara, Chiton, and Everest and Annapurna. Domestic tourism is rising, and social media influencers shape new travel choices. Cross-border weekends create vibrant movement in the southern Nepal. The growing non-resident Nepalese investment are transforming tourism into a promising and a profitable sector. Tourism in Nepal is now linked with conservation, community forestry, protected areas, and local development. Agriculture and tourism are coming together to create new agro-based experiences. And most importantly, Nepal is shifting from mass tourism to community-based tourism, ecotourism, and yes, the meaningful tourism. But let me be honest, Nepal also faces difficult challenges. Our product diversification is limited. Our international promotion is not as strong as it should be. Heritage side needs stronger partnership between public and private sectors. Entrepreneurship is not just fully linked to tourism development. Benefits are not equally distributed, neither between communities and the entrepreneurs, nor between federal, provincial, and local governments. Some destinations are overloaded while others remain overlooked. Environmental vulnerabilities and cultural authenticity are at risk. These challenges remind us that tourism cannot continue as usual. It must evolve with heart, with humility, and with responsibility. This is where a meaningful tourism becomes not just relevant but essential. Meaningful tourism is a tourism that creates positive shared value for everyone, like travelers, communities, the environment, and the economy. It is not a trend, not a branding exercise, not another development buzzword. Meaningful tourism is a commitment, a promise that every journey to Nepal enriches the traveler, empowers the host, and protects the land that connects us. It is about doing tourism not only better, but doing it with heart. For governments, meaningful tourism aligns with Nepal's national tourism policies. It encourages coordination between federal, provincial, and local governments, something Nepal absolutely needs right now. It supports authentic product diversification, cultural trail, wellness retreats, agro-ecotourism, and indigenous experiences. It helps preserve cultural heritage and ensure community participation. Meaningful tourism attracts longer stay, higher value visitors. It reduces leakage by promoting local products, homestays, local guides, handicrafts, and farm-based tourism. It strengthens relevances by reducing overdependence on few popular destinations. Simply, meaningful tourism makes governance more inclusive, more efficient, and more forward-looking. For the private sector, meaningful tourism is a strategic advantage. It allows product segmentation, better market matching, and long-term sustainability. It gives business a reason and an incentive to protect local culture and the environment. Meaningful tourism builds stronger community relations, which reduces conflicts and increases trust. It strengthens supply chains, creates innovation, supports workforce development, and aligns business with global responsible tourism trends. In short, it is good choice, ethics, and a good business. For the host communities, meaningful tourism is deeply transformative. It creates inclusive environment, economic growth, supports small and micro enterprise, and keeps revenue within the village. It empowers women, youth, indigenous groups, Dalit and marginalized people by giving them roles in the tourism value chain. It protects cultural heritage while creating new livelihood opportunities through traditional art, crafts, music, dance, and community experiences. It safeguards fragile ecosystem, support conservation, and encourage climate resilient practices. With meaningful tourism, communities are not just beneficiaries, they become leaders. For visitors, meaningful tourism makes every trip more fulfilling. They get authentic stories, deeper memories, and genuine connections. They experience wellness not only of the body but of the heart. They find values for their money and time. They participate, volunteer, and immerse, not just absorb. They don't just see Nepal, they feel Nepal. As we look to the future, one thing becomes clear: meaningful tourism is not a niche idea, it is a strategic necessity for Nepal. Nepal has the power to inspire the world by showing how tourism can be meaningful, equitable, and transformative. Our mountains are majestic, but our communities are even more inspiring. Our cultural heritage is deep, but our aspiration for an inclusive, responsible future are even deeper. Let us walk this path together, the government, private sector, communities, and travelers, so that tourism we build today becomes a gift for the generation to come. Thank you so much for your attention.
Welcome to Prakriti Resort and Organic Farm, an inspiring sustainable experience located on the northern rim of Kathmandu Valley and nested in the lap of Sivapuri, Nagarjun National Park, a short drive from Kathmandu or a scenic short hike from Sundarjal brings you a scenic retreat, trucked within emerald green forest overlooking a tranquil deep valley and offering high Himalayan panoramic views. Here, nature, community, and mindful hospitality coexist in a perfect harmony, complemented by exceptional personalized service that honors both people and the environment. The area around Prakriti Resort offers many easy explorations. Enjoy a leisurely walk around serene Thap Dam Lake, spot wildlife, visit the trout farm, tea estate or cheese factory, or wander through rhododendron forest in the full bloom. For a cultural touch, explore nearby villages or visit Sakhu or Vajrayogini. Prakriti is more than a resort. It is a living example of eco-agro tourism where hospitality, farming and environment education come together to nurture both people and the planet. Built on strong regenerative principle, Prakriti brings sustainability into everything we do. We combine high hospitality standard with care for the environment and local community, offering personalized service and mindful low-impact tourism. Yoga, wellness, and local culture are all part of the experience. Every stay here offers a meaningful and regenerative travel experience. Organic Farm nourishes the land while providing fresh and healthy produce for our guests. At Prakriti Resort, our farm-to-table philosophy brings the freshness organic produce from our own farm to your plate. Every meal celebrates seasonal flavors from vibrant vegetables and aromatic herbs to succulent fruits, blending traditional Nepali dishes with international creations, all crafted with care, creativity, and sustainability in mind. At Prakriti, every resource is valued. Through our zero-waste practices, materials are thoughtfully reused, recycled, and managed, ensuring that nothing goes out to waste and that environment benefits at every step. We work closely with the local community, helping creating jobs and support mutual growth. We actively support destination development by fostering community-based groups and connecting local residents with investors, promoting responsible and sustainable tourism growth in our village. thoughtful code of conduct for considering design, noise and light management, and West Control help preserve the ecological balance. Our goal is to develop Haibu into a regenerative tourism destination. Every stay at Prakriti not only offers a meaningful and wonderful travel experience for our guests, but also benefits people and the land around us. Prakriti operates its integrated permaculture farm on 20 acres of land where vegetables, fruits are grown using regenerative methods that restore the soil and support the biodiversity of the national park. The farm complements our hospitality by supplying fresh produce directly to the kitchen, creating a true farm-to-table experience that is local, transparent and wholesome. Indigenous seeds are preserved, packaging waste is minimalized, and produce goes straight from the farm to the table, offering guests healthy, flavorful meals while reducing emission. The farm also creates jobs, supports value-added products, and provides learning opportunities for the staff, guests, researchers, and the community. All buildings at Prakriti use eco-friendly materials, decors, and energy-efficient architecture. Almost 90% of construction materials are locally sourced, and structures respect natural landforms. Native plant enrich landscaping, creating a low-impact and aesthetically pleasing environment. Prakriti follows a strong, zero-waste circular economy, reusing, reducing, and recycling. Every resource is valued, with materials thoroughly managed to ensure nothing goes to waste, while maximizing benefits for the environment at every step. Plastic has been replaced with biodegradable alternatives, and chemical has been eliminated from cleaning through the use of suckle, bioenzymes, and bamboo-based solutions. Organic waste is converted into compost or animal feed, while non-biodegradable waste is managed responsibly in partnership with HaliCC and ENPHO. Our water waste is treated using soak beads, Sulab toilets, grease traps, and constructed wetlands with cannon plants, allowing safe reuse of water. Guests participate in environmental programs like tree planting and cleanup hikes, becoming the part of the stewardship journey. At Prakriti, efficiency guides every design and practice. Solar heaters and dryers, LED lightings, low-energy cooking, and other sustainable energy sources working together seamlessly to reduce consumption and minimize our carbon footprints, creating a greener, more responsible stay for our guests. Prakriti was built in a partnership with the local community, with 20% of equity held by residents through a land lease to share model, with NETIF as an equity partner. A public-private partnership model has been introduced, allowing local people to participate directly in decision-making. This includes a long-term shared prosperity. While 75% of our staff come from the region and 60% of supplies are sourced locally, at Prakriti, the spirit of local community comes alive. From the architecture and interior design to traditional utensils and cultural uniforms, every detail reflects the heritage of Haibu. Guests are welcomed in an authentic experience while local food traditions and farming wisdom enrich every moment of their stay. The resort has become a center for permaculture education, sustainability certification, enthusiasts, and tourism professionals seeking regenerative inspiration. Prakriti Resort and Organic Farm is not only a place to stay, it is a regenerative ecosystem where the tourist heals the land, empowers the community, and inspires sustainable future. We are proud to have achieved our Sustainable Tourism Certification accreditation in 2025, fulfilling all 143 compliances in alignment with GSTC sustainability values. Prakriti is also registered with renowned global organizations including SunX and Meaningful Tourism, and we actively invite collaboration with school, universities, and policymakers. We invite you to experience Prakriti, a place where nature leads, culture thrives, and every visit contributes to a positive change.
In a world where every sector must do its part, the hospitality industry stands at a unique crossroads, hosting millions while shaping a sustainable future. Step 1. smart billing, and digital records. Automated systems now track energy and water usage, carbon footprint per guest, and even the impact of room service. This transparency helps hotels benchmark, reduce, and communicate emissions. Water is precious. Through sensor-based taps, water recycling units, and rainwater harvesting, hotels cut consumption while ensuring luxury remains untouched. Energy efficiency is no longer optional. With solar power, smart thermostats, LED lighting, and HVAC optimization, IoT sensors for lighting and heating or cooling control, energy use is reduced by up to 40%, directly lowering emissions. Did you know hotels waste up to 150 kilograms of food daily? Through AI-based kitchen audits and composting, food waste becomes biocompost for gardens, or even biochar for carbon sequestration. Garden waste, too, is reimagined. Instead of being trashed, it's turned into fertilizer or clean-burning biomass. Guests play a key role. Simple choices, reusing linens, choosing local meals, or opting for green room services, staff uniforms, can cut their carbon footprint by up to 30%. The use of recycled material from bamboo waste into linen needs to be highlighted here, allowing for community-based entrepreneurs to develop and flourish. Transformation starts within. Trained staff drive the sustainability vision, reducing waste, spotting inefficiencies, and delivering a greener guest experience. Each action contributes to the UN Sustainable Development Goals: clean water, SDG 6, affordable and clean energy, SDG 7, responsible consumption, SDG 12, climate action, SDG 13. Guests can use our Carbon Calculator app to calculate their carbon footprint via air or road and during the stay, and contribute to a community development project that helps women empowerment, poverty alleviation, and making our planet a safer, greener place. The path to zero emissions isn't about compromise. It's about innovation, awareness, and commitment for the planet, for people, and for the future of hospitality. Businesses want to go green, but most don't know where to start. And the ones who try? They get lost in complex ESG frameworks and greenwashing risks. At AIROI, we turn climate goals into measurable impact, using AI to track emissions, generate real carbon biochar and plastic credits, and support nature-based solutions. From Peru to Nigeria, we help land stewards and recyclers monetize impact, turning sustainability into a business advantage. AIROI, where AI meets ESG. Let's build a regenerative future together.
Okay, everybody. So we are back to live. So thank you very much for watching all the information. I think you got a very good overview about what is meaningful tourism and what does meaningful tourism mean for Nepal. And also we have a very nice best practice example with Prakriti Eco Farm and Resort. So now the mic is open for everybody. So if you have any questions, any comments, please ask. And we also have our other trainer from for Nepal, Deepti, who is also has also been helping providing some content for the presentation you saw. So Deepti is also here. So please, anybody who wants to give a comment or has a question, please go ahead. So if nobody is starting, so maybe we have also some participant from Australia, Dr. Birgit Trauer, who used to be here in Nepal. So maybe Birgit, I can start with you from a Australian perspective. So you have been in Nepal, so you know Nepal, but of course you also have a outside perspective. So what is after looking at the presentations now, what your feedback be?
Well, I actually did not see everything because I had to attend to an important call, but I have again watched the recent slides and so forth, and I was quite impressed actually what was shown, which I wasn't aware of. So it was a beautiful presentation of what's actually happening in Nepal, and I'm very impressed with that. Now, with meaningful tourism, of course, that goes hand in hand with the term that was used was regenerative tourism rather than sustainable tourism, which I've always been highlighting. So from that external perspective, if we're focusing on that, where we're bringing bottom up to together with top down management approach and keeping everybody's stakeholders benefits in mind, as was alluded to, I think that's always the important thing. How that is done, as someone involved in communication and social psychology and behavior aspects, is important to recognize the different kinds of communication techniques and styles that might be needed to be implemented. So that's just my comment on that whole impact of meaningful tourism. There's no question about it. That is where we're heading, because everybody's looking for meaningful experiences, whether it's the provider side or the demand side. So meaningful is a key word, I guess.
Okay.
Nepal is a beautiful destination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Birgit. And so, yes, so when we talk about the different stakeholders, so the one stakeholder, which from the discussions I had with colleagues here, has been not so very active in the past, has been the government. And so maybe Arun, of course, we all want to stay polite and don't say bad things about the government. But so can you give us some examples from your experience? How has your initiative and all the hard work you have been doing together with the community in the area, which I have had the pleasure to personally also witness. So how has this translated into support by the government, or how do you hope that maybe in the future there will be support? What would be for your project and for projects, similar projects like yours? What will be the most important needs where the government could play a positive role? If you want to comment on that, unmute yourself, please. Arun? Yes.
Hi. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Wolfgang, for giving me the opportunity to portray my information, and my practices here in Nepal. Actually, to look back on my experiences, I started with my father. He's the pioneer of resort concept in Nepal way back in 1981. And I was with him for almost 25 years. And after being with him, when tourists they come and ask me how beautiful your country is, how beautiful your culture is, and how beautiful the people are, then I was so inspired that my responsibility is not merely on, developing only the hospitality values. I should also be more equally responsible towards my land, my people, and to the future, what we want to build. So having understood these values, I started a project with the support of Finland government, and we implemented project activities in the rims of Kathmandu Valley that covers 4 destinations. And during that time, we were, portraying all these sustainability values, meaningful tourism values to the stakeholders, who are very much engaged in only looking after their own interests. And that is obviously not meaningful and not sustainable. So after 5 years of individuous practice, in this area, and we thought we better come up with a model that can portray all the information what we had preached during the project time. So then this is the place called Haibung, which is nearby Kathmandu, but a little bit far, about 30-kilometer distance at the rim of Sibupuri Nagarjuna National Park. It's a biodiversity rich and culturally rich heritage sites around there, and it's a pristine place. There's better reach to different destinations, trekking places and hiking places. Well, we believe tourism is more than a business in our place. It's a responsibility, as I said, a relationship and a promise to our land, people, and to our future. And when we talk about meaningful tourism, we speak about the model where we have where the clients have an experience that creates a positive impact, and the journey of Prakriti has been guided by some core principles and values. First of all, community. Community is the heart of everything we do. More than simply employing, our local people, we work to build, develop skills, their confidence level, and long-term, generate long-term livelihood for them. And as we work and build skills, they also, have their own talents. They have their warmth. They have their dedications, and that makes what Prakriti is at the moment. This is Prakriti is the first, practicing regenerative tourism, and it has benchmarked. We had a presentation yesterday, forum organized by Kathmandu University and Travel and Tourism Association, association. So it was very credible for us to, present ourselves in this platform. And secondly, we believe that food is a very powerful form of connections. Through the farm to table philosophy, we have the organic farm, we have the permaculture farm. We source, majority of the ingredients and food from our own farm, and what we cannot grow ourselves, we purchase from our nearby farmers, ensuring that tourism revenue, circulates locally and strengthens the rural communities and for the rural community exactly. And the third value we deeply committed to regeneration of the land and the water system that sustain us. From organic farming to soil restoration, our construction, our waste management has been practiced very much in a deep level. We have different kind of waste, generating from the hospitality and farm. So we have all different systems. We have a reduce, reuse, and recycle program, which we have aligned with our policy, and we have different committees, and the committee members are, trained, and they make sure that everything is done precisely what they were taught or what they were to follow. So we have different kind of waste: biodegradable waste, non-biodegradable waste, liquid waste, kitchen waste. All these sort of wastes are generated, and we have been doing different methods. Either we, partner with those organizations who have the better knowledge, and they give us, the trainings, and we integrate with their values, and we integrate in our practices. So we have from biodegradable waste system to non-biodegradable. All biodegradable waste are, turned into compost or fed to the animals in the farm. And we have also a vermicomposting, as it was shown in the picture. We have also kitchen waste water filtration system on a natural ground. We have a wetland system. We have a grease trap. So we make sure that, to run a business in a pristine environment, there should be a net zero impact into the environment. So these are, taken into the higher consideration. Farming is equally important because, organic farming, it's not only It shows you not to waste, not to pollute the water, not to pollute the land, not to pollute the air, not to pollute to the biodiversity, and not to the farmers themselves. So this is the bigger approach. Farming and hospitality complements each other. It creates a value for the market value for the resort hotel, and also the visitors in the resort hotel can visit our farm and see all these green practices, and they get also knowledge. And the waste management is integrates perfectly with organic farming. So these are all values, coming together in our farm. And
Okay.
Traditional culture are also given the most value. We integrate these values while operating our resort. We celebrate, traditional food, crafts, stories, and respectful, authentic way. Our village experiences are designed together with community members, ensuring that culture is shared, not stagnant. We also believe that travel should nourish the mind, body, and spirit. We conduct yoga, meditation, nature walks, mindful living, and also peaceful. We create peaceful environment. Wellness is woven naturally into guest experience at Prakriti. So we mostly promote for long stay in our place. Valued experiences, so that the carrying capacity is not affected, and then it brings a conducive environment in the resort. These are all the values. To
Okay.
have this everything done together. It doesn't happen just like that. I just want to tell you my experience. See, I was started. I had my experience from my father time. I did my project, and then this is 13 years of practice in Prakriti Resort and Organic Farm. You have to have cultivation within yourself. You have to be passionate, and then you have to enjoy the process. You start with one factor, then it happens automatically, everything. And you believe in yourself, you believe on the universe. These are also very important in practicing meaningful tourism. All that I want to say, there are many things. I would like to invite the participants to come and have my meaningful experience in my place.
Okay.
I can be reached over my LinkedIn, over my social medias, and my email connections. Thank
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you very much for putting together in a nutshell the information we had also in the video. And of course, well, as I said, I've been there, and I can subscribe and sign to all these things you have been saying. And of course, this is the main point. I think we all agree is that it has to be a holistic approach. It cannot be just one thing. If you say, oh, we don't use plastic anymore, nice, but this is only one little piece of the puzzle, and there are many puzzle pieces you have to put together to have a nice picture. Yeah, I mean, your answer to what is the role of the government by not mentioning it, I think we have some idea what is the answer. So maybe I see that Deepti is also there. Deepti, are you there?
Yes, Professor.
Deepti?
Namaste.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. So namaste. Thank you very much for joining us, and also thank you for providing your information to the presentation we saw earlier. And of course, you are also having a wonderful resort, the Lapsi Tree. I've also been there, but also you're mostly a tour operator. So, also doing sustainable tourism. So, maybe I can ask you. And again, if anybody else has a question, just raise your hand or just unmute yourself. But if not, then let me ask Deepti. So, from a tour operator's point of view, what do you see? What are the next steps we have to do to bring the meaningful tourism idea deeper into the Nepali tourism development?
Uh, well, first of all, namaste, everybody. Yeah, so I'm Deepthi, and I am being in this thing, what I'm doing right now, since almost 15 years. And yeah, I met Professor Wolfgang in July, and I really like the idea of meaningful tourism because um, it has and it covers all the stakeholders of tourism. Well, there are many theories behind the new theories, the old theories, behind the tourism practices. Um, but I think what I believe is at the end of the day, and that is what I think Professor Wolfgang's belief is. That's why it's named as a meaningful tourism, because at the end of the day, it should bring meaning to whatever we do in tourism, that is doing right things. So yes, of course, approach the approach which meaningful tourism is looking for uh, is holistic approach, which actually covers the benefit for all, whether it is a tour operator, whether it is a travel agent, whether it is a destination management and marketing company, whether it is the community, whether it is the environment, it covers all. So I think in Nepal, as we know that Nepal is basically not a very big country, but not a very small one, and having a lot of mountain areas, having a lot of nature areas. 50% is of our land is covered by the forest. So what we believe is it's all about our acts when we plan any itinerary, when we choose any destination. Uh, I think being a tour operator and destination management company, I believe that we have to look for future. We have to plan with the people, not for them, because we are also the part of them. So if we start thinking that yes, we are the part of them, we do things with them, then only I think the distribution of the fare wedges would be done. So that is one part. And also we have to think about all the aspects of that particular destination, which actually, if we do meaningfully with, of course, meaningful tourism practices, then I believe that we can sustain the future for Nepal. There are many destinations, beautiful destinations in Nepal, which actually needs instant attention to plan policies, start doing researches on the basis of that, start doing implementing the policies, positioning the Nepal in the international market in a very meaningful ways. So I think that's where we can hope that meaningful tourism can work with us and the local communities and with the governments together. And I think we can sustain the future of tourism with this holistic approach. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, of course, I fully agree with what you are saying, and so I've been at another conference than the one you and Arun have been mentioning, where we were also talking a lot about AI and the environment and the Nepal development, and where people have also been agreeing that not only for tourism but also for tourism, brain drain is one of the big problems. So, and this is something when we talk about tourism being more than a business. So certainly what you're doing, what Arun is doing is also a way to give for, especially for younger people, a reason why to stay in the village, why to stay in the countryside and not coming and adding to the 5 million people who are already in Kathmandu Valley, or even going abroad like so many Nepali people are doing because they're looking for a job and they end up in Dubai or in many other places. Uh, so that this is also something where one aspect is that meaningful tourism is also there to give pride to the people in their local traditions, and if they can earn money from that, that's good for to having a job. But in meaningful tourism, we are talking about objective benefits, which is a job, which is a career, and also for the farmers to be able to sell their products locally and things like that. But it's also about subjective satisfaction. So if you can see that you have people coming from far away, spending time and money to eat your local food and listen to your local music and learn about your culture, then this is also giving the next generation a sense that this is worth something, even though it's not online. So, so that is another point which I think and we had last week, we had 5 online lectures on different destinations in Africa, and basically, it's of course in many cases, many ways a different situation, but these problems are there for all the countries which are not highly industrialized. That so you need to create jobs, and you need to create a feeling of belonging, that you can stay within your culture, and that it is worth something, and that can be uh, shown to that by finding that other people are coming all the way
Yeah.
to experience it. And so we talked about the aspect that more tourists are now traveling for transformation or learning something about themselves, not just having some nice pictures and some nice experience. And I think this is Nepal certainly is in a position that if you look at, and Deepti just said, Nepal is not such a small country. It's out of 200 countries, it's number 50. But if you look at the arrival numbers internationally, this is 1 million arrivals per year, which is maybe 20% of what it could be, given the position between two major markets, India and China. So that is certainly a lot of unused opportunities and a lot of, saying positively, uh, potential to increase tourism and increase it in a way that it's not only having a sightseeing tour to Kathmandu and Pokhara and Chitwan, but that also bringing people to other parts of the country and making sure the money stays in the country. So that is certainly what your work is doing already, what and Arun's, as we heard, and so in many ways, as tourism is not so very developed yet in Nepal, that always means there's a chance to not to make all the mistakes the other people have been doing in the past. So you can learn, and that is of course why meaningful tourism is a global movement. So we have certified trainers and colleagues from Canada to South Korea, from Finland to South Africa, all over the world. And that is something you can see. And what I have personally also learned even more in the last year or yeah, last year is that so many of these problems are very similar in different countries, and that you can learn from each other, and that in some places they found a good solution for something. And and when we talk about the environment, for instance, just one example, so we have been discussing also recently about is that so you have some countries where they have developed a pledge, so like for instance Palau Island, so that if you arrive at a place that you get a stamp in your passport which says, okay, and you have to sign it and say, okay, I will help to guarantee the future of the kids I will meet now here by responsible behavior. And they even made this further by saying if that you can collect points by eating in a local restaurant and doing things in a responsible way, and that from that you get a uh, special thing. Like they have one of the best beaches, which is closed, and you can only enter if you have this points from responsible behavior. So not money, you can't buy it. So, but you can only get there as a thank you for behaving in a way which is not destroying the destination. And this is, for instance, a concept which can be easily translated and transposed to other countries as well. Nepal certainly being one of them. And that is something, yeah, I think what we are trying to do is having this as a global movement that we also help people to learn from each other. Even though Palau is a South Pacific island and Nepal is a landlocked country, so they're totally different. But this kind of ideas, to use this example, can be easily moved and translated. So again, thank you very much for your participation. Thank you for everybody, and I'm happy to see that well we have not only Nepali participants, we have Birgit from Australia, and we have Faisal from Bangladesh also here. Welcome, and so therefore I think that is clearly showing that also people are interested how Nepal is developing. So we are already way behind time, of course. So therefore, maybe if there's some more immediate questions, so please ask now. Otherwise, if there's anything coming to your mind, so we are based here in Kathmandu in Nepal, so easy to reach. And is of course also our trainers and Arun. So please, if there's something comes up to your mind, or hopefully if you say this is something interesting, I want to learn more about it. Well, it's easy if you're in Nepal, so we can actually meet in reality, not only online. I would look forward to that, and I hope that we can bring to my new home, hopefully for the rest of my life, Nepal, that we can implement the ideas of meaningful tourism for a sustainable tourism development here in Nepal. With this, as I don't see anybody having a quick question at the moment, so let me finish for today. Again, asking everybody, and that includes certainly the Tourism Institute, as always, they have helped us a lot in the technical realization, in the marketing, and of course, I have to ask my own staff here at Kathmandu for helping to make all this happening. And with that, yeah, let me also say if you want to see this again, or you have some friends who missed it and you want to tell them about this whole online lecture will be available as a video on the Tourism Institute website in a few days. So you can also see it yourself, or tell other people that they should have a look at it. I hope so. I'm sure there will be much more people coming, many more people coming and also look at it afterwards. And so last thing, maybe important to mention that, so this was a lecture which was Nepal specific, but in the next 3 weeks, we will have 3 more lectures, which are for South Asia, where we will talk in more details about the practical implementation, how to make meaningful tourism your tool in a sustainable development. So that will start next Monday. So we will do this for the next 3 Mondays. So please register with Tourism Institute. And I hope that we will have many of you coming for the other lectures as well. With this, as is the usual thing to do in Nepal, I say namaste and wish you all a good day, or in Australia, a good evening already. And yeah, those who are here in Nepal, I hope that we all will meet soon again in reality, in the real life, not just online. Thank you so much, and Namaste.
Namaste, Wolfgang. All the best to everyone in Nepal, everywhere.
Thank you.
Take care.